This one blocked making truck crashes into Port Orleans Bridge, road closed and repairs underway. Oh, goodness gracious. Earlier today, a truck crashed into a bridge at Disney's Port Orleans Resort. The bridge, which spans the Sassagoula River, is located between the French Quarter and Riverside areas of the sprawling resort. The bridge and the nearby roadways have been closed all day as crews work to repair the bridge. As of this evening, crews are working on dismantling what are hopefully purely decorative wooden-style archways. A significant amount of damage was done to the archway itself, which crews have been taking apart all day long. It looks like the archways were made of wood, and it's possible that they were only decorative and not structural, which is good. Walt Disney World has not yet returned a request for comment about the incident, as you can see in these photos below. There's a large crane on site assisting with the work, and there are more than a dozen workers on site, and the sound of cutting machines can be heard. We even saw some crew hauling off pieces of wood. We're bringing this story for a couple of reasons. One, I think it's one worth noting for sure, because this is, will look it to be a major accident on the side of this Port Orleans Bridge right here. But we also wanted to bring in this idea that, travel between Walt Disney World Resort and the various theme parks and resorts, hotels, can be a little bit, hazardous. Marvin, do you have any experience with the traffic around the Walt Disney World Resort area?
Yeah, I mean, the traffic around the Walt Disney World Resort area can get pretty hectic, especially around like the Coronado Springs Animal Kingdom type area, because that leads off into 192. But typically the area around Port Orleans, it's not a heavily trafficked area, which is definitely a good thing. The only thing you've really got back there, you've got the Port Orleans, both Port Orleans resorts, you've got the Best Friends Pet Care Center, and then you've got Golden Oak kind of in the back there. This is all kind of behind Magic Kingdom. So that is one good thing, that this won't create too many bottlenecks or traffic jams, especially around Port Orleans, as it is a sprawling resort. So there are multiple ways to get places.
Yeah, that is good. And that's good that not a lot of traffic is on this particular roadway right here. That's good to hear, because from what I understand, this is supposed to be a more secluded resort with a more relaxing feel. So
my wife and I stayed there last year for the first time at Riverside, and then we stayed at French Quarter maybe like 2 years ago. And I love it. It is very secluded. I mean, you could take a boat to Disney Springs and you have to take a bus anywhere else, but it is very tucked away back there, especially Riverside. Riverside is so quiet, so peaceful. Yes, they're theming everything to Tiana now, but it's definitely a good time.
I've heard nothing but fantastic reviews for Port Orleans Resort right there. Yes, they are theming everything to Tiana nowadays, which is most unfortunate. But Port Orleans, for the most part, I've heard has been, not been significantly messed with, which is good. I look at the transportation options available for Walt Disney World Resort, and a lot of people love the monorail, rightfully so. I think it has a lot of nostalgia for people that have been going for 30, 40, 50 years in some cases. But the prospect of expanding the monorail has huge complications, and there's a reason why Disney has yet to do it, right? They actually went with the Skyliner instead recently. And I think the Skyliner is okay as a transportation option. I would just love to see the Skyliner route actually expanded specifically in the area south of the property, around that kind of, maybe not like Port Orleans specifically, but like Animal Kingdom, for example. The only way to get there is by bus.
Yep. Even if you stay at Animal Kingdom Lodge, which is right by Animal Kingdom, you still have to take a bus to get to Animal Kingdom. It's not connected by like any kind of internal transportation. It's not even a walking path. So yes, Animal Kingdom definitely needs a Skyliner station. Whether they do it or not, that remains to be seen. I mean, it took them a very long time to get the Skyliner running. The problem with the Skyliner is that it can't run in thunderstorms. And one thing that happens to Florida in the spring or the summertime and parts of the fall is you have a thunderstorm every single day.
Yeah, and that, not the greatest thing for your vacation when you're having to deal with transportation options and the weather and the rain and everything else. But I look at Animal Kingdom Lodge and I look at the prices that they charge for that. And for a deluxe property, on average, Animal Kingdom Lodge is priced pretty low when compared to all the other resorts. And the only conclusion that I can even muster for why that is the lack of transportation options. It's just very difficult to get from that resort to anywhere else. And like you were saying, Marvin, including Animal Kingdom.
It's so far from everything. It is tucked away in the middle of nowhere. And yeah, even in like that, just that area of like the Disney Highway, there's just nothing else around it. The closest thing might be like Blizzard Beach or something like that. So yeah, it is not easy to. It's not easy to get to. It's not easy to get from. You have a pretty lengthy bus ride where you want to go anywhere. So absolutely, if they are going to expand the Skyway and it's not going to Animal Kingdom, that would be a major miss on their part.
I agree. And I do believe if you do expand those transportation options for Walt Disney World Resort guests, it does take off, I think, pressure or traffic from those internal roadways on Walt Disney World property itself. The more traffic that you can get out of there, the better it is for everybody. And this goes for Disney as well. Think about labor that is involved in transporting everybody via buses. I mean, when you look at just how many buses facilitate transportation across Walt Disney World property every single year, I was astonished by just how many buses might be involved in that operation. I mean, I think I totaled something like a little over 150 drivers at least in order to facilitate all of that. And if you could add more transportation options, and I'm not just limiting it to just a Skyliner, perhaps monorail, although that's unlikely, perhaps People Mover, maybe even more unlikely, but definitely Skyliner, like I was saying before, but even like boats and so forth, or maybe even, I don't know, underground tunnels via the Boring Company. Who knows? The more transportation options you can actually provide, I think the better it is, both for Disney in terms of labor costs, that is, and for guests as they try to navigate what is a sprawling resort complex.
Something always needs to be done for Animal Kingdom transportation. It is just so far removed from everything else. And the sooner they do something about it, the better it will be for this park. Because honestly, I know people that just don't go because it's a hassle to get there.
And that's no good. Now, we've seen Animal Kingdom's attendance patterns and so forth. They've been, I mean, Animal Kingdom itself has been really down, especially when it compares to the other theme parks on property. Now, some people will say, well, look, they only have 6 rides. And that is definitely a thing. I'm not going to lie. And the lack of entertainment options and so forth. Not good. But Marvin, I think, hit on the head right there. You got to provide more transportation options for people to get around to that specific park. And then maybe you add in a couple of attractions, you add in a couple of entertainment options, and bada bing, bada boom. It's more on par with what we expect from the other theme parks on property. Anywho's, we just want to go ahead and bring this story to light right here because I think just beyond the incident itself, beyond just the accident, it really kind of says something like, hey, look, listen, maybe we can do something about the transportation network within Walt Disney World. It's very impressive, but could use a bit more additions.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.